What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have another senator that has come out and said that she supports the Social Security Fairness Act, and she's calling on Congress, calling on the Senate to actually move this forward as soon as possible. Now, she put out a press release last week. I'm going to show you first a clip of a local news outlet that's covering this, and then I'll show you the actual press release, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the Social Security Fairness Act. We'll talk about WEP and GPO. I'll explain it a little bit more because every time I do a video like this, I do have people asking me, does this benefit me? I'm on SSDI. Or does this benefit me? I'm on SSI. And so I want to make sure you guys know who this impacts. Okay, and it's about 2.5 million people receiving Social Security benefits. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. And just a reminder, if you want to follow me on social media, follow me on Blue Sky. Okay, and I'll have a link in the comments section. It'll be pinned at the very top. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this local news outlet. This is a local news outlet in New York. And they're going to be talking about Senator Gillibrand and her press release regarding the Social Security Fairness Act. Here we go.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is calling on her colleagues in Washington to pass a bill to help government employees. Gillibrand says the Senate needs to quickly pass the Social Security Fairness Act. According to the senator, the bill would increase Social Security benefits for 2.5 million people, including police officers, firefighters, teachers, and other government employees.
Passing this bill would give retiring public service some desperately needed peace of mind and reward them for their invaluable role they've played in society.
The bill passed in the House with an overwhelming bipartisan majority of 327 members. Now it's up to the Senate to act.
Okay, so there you go. There's Senator Gillibrand talking about why she supports the Social Security Fairness Act and urging the Senate to move forward and pass this bill. Okay, I want to show you the actual press release. Okay, and so looking at the press release here, it says Gillibrand calls on Senate to pass bipartisan legislation to expand Social Security benefits. And this is going to impact about 2.5 million Americans. And she explains it down here, the windfall elimination and the government pension offset. Now, I was able to find a pretty good explanation of the windfall elimination as well as GPO. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about this. Okay, so here's a brief explanation of the windfall elimination provision as well as GPO. So it says the windfall elimination provision, WEP, and the government pension offset, GPO, are rules that reduce Social Security benefits for individuals receiving pensions from jobs not covered by Social Security, such as certain state and local government jobs. WEP affects a person's own Social Security benefits. For example, if a teacher qualifies for Social Security from part-time work but also receives a state pension, their Social Security benefits may be reduced. GPO applies to spousal or survivor benefits. For instance, if a firefighter with a government pension applies for spousal Social Security benefits, GPO may significantly lower or eliminate those benefits depending on the pension amount. Both provisions aim to prevent double dipping, but are criticized for disproportionately penalizing public servants. So that is a brief explanation of WEP and GPO. But the bottom line is, if you are receiving a pension, you could be in the situation where you're not going to get your full Social Security benefits. And so if you receive a pension and you've worked in another job and you were able to earn money and you were paying into that payroll contribution for Social Security, the FICA, and you qualify for Social Security benefits, you're going to get it at a reduced rate. That's the way it currently stands right now. Also, if you work and you earn a pension and your spouse has Social Security and you qualify for spousal benefits or survivor benefits, then guess what? Because you receive a pension, you're going to get a reduced amount when it comes to survivor or spousal benefits. And so that's why they want to eliminate WEP and GPO. And it makes sense. And I would be impacted by this. Right now, I'm not currently receiving Social Security benefits, but when I get to that point, 15 years down the road, I want to start collecting Social Security. I want to be able to get what's entitled to me. I don't want it to be reduced because I have a pension, because I currently have a pension. So it will be impacted if they don't eliminate WEP and GPO. Now, to answer some of the questions in the comments, you guys are asking me, well, if I receive SSI, will I qualify for this? If you receive SSI, you're not qualifying for WEP or GPO because it doesn't apply to you. Because as I stated, you would have to work in a job where you earn a pension, and if you're currently receiving that pension, then your Social Security benefits will be impacted. As well as SSDI, you would have to meet the qualifications. So I guess there could be a situation where you work in a job that earns a pension. So you work in the public sector, and you do that, and you're able to start collecting a pension, and you're collecting a pension and SSDI. To my knowledge, now I don't know this, you guys can let me know in the comments, but I don't think they penalize SSDI if you're receiving a pension. But in a normal situation, what we're looking at is we are looking at if you earned a pension. And if you do earn a pension and you want to receive Social Security, just regular Social Security benefits, they will penalize you. Windfall elimination, GPO will penalize you if you're receiving a pension. So that's the way it currently stands. Now, what do we expect to see in the future? Well, the hope is they're not doing anything this week because they're on recess, but the hope is that the Senate will be able to take this up next week. And if they take it up next week, the bill has already been passed in the House. And all they need to do, and the bill is very simple. It just says to eliminate WEP and GPO. It's a one-pager. House Resolution 82, one-pager. All they need to do in the Senate is to say, okay, we're for this, and move it forward. You have at least 62 co-sponsors in the Senate to a bill that's very similar to the Social Security Fairness Act. I believe it's Senate Bill 597 or something like that. But if they go ahead and move forward and pass it next week, then they will eliminate WEP and GPO. It will be retroactive back to the beginning of 2024. And so the people that are impacted by this will probably most likely get a big check of it could be in the neighborhood of $7,000. I did a video on this, but $7,000 on average is what is being withheld from people who are currently fall into that category of WEP or GPO. So there could be a large check that goes out to a lot of these people who do qualify. And then one more thing that I want to address. I said there were 62 co-sponsors. They only need 60 votes in the Senate in order to move this legislation forward. And so then if they can pass it in the Senate, it goes to the president signs off on it, and then it will become law. And so that's where we are right now. If you guys have any further questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.